Hello again. Next. This is a good one. And we're just 2 chapters away from the best part. Best part. Trust. Quote, I know God will not give me anything I can't handle. I just wish he didn't trust me so much. End quote. Mother Teresa. Over the years, I've learned to trust my sources. Thank goodness. This has been the most difficult aspect of what I do. That silly humanness. Getting in the way and questioning everything. I do. As I said before, I am still a bit of a skeptic, yet remain open to information and energies. The questioning has actually helped me trust even more, believe it or not. For with the questioning comes the quote-unquote proof that the information is not coming from me or my brain. I do believe my crew is connected to what some refer to as the higher self. But I do feel as though they are much more. And I truly believe now especially it all comes from source, from God energy, creator God. Excuse me. To some, as I have been told, the term higher self refers to an aspect of oneself, a subconscious, a deeper level of their being. I totally get that. For me, it goes even deeper. For me, my higher self is my soul's connection to my source, my connection to God. And I do believe my crew is my connection to God, or at least a large part of my connection. Some skeptics, or those who fear what I do, not just believing in it or doubting, may not understand, and that is fine. Fear and doubt are unique to each individual. People have their reasons for feeling and believing as they do, and I will not judge them for doubting. I will just say they are missing out. Okay, my opinion, I know. I mean, it would be one thing if my crew were telling me scary, nasty, or ugly things, or if they were telling me to do bad things. Yeah, I think that would freak me out a bit. No, a lot. However, my crew is always positive and full of love. Not just the words, but the feeling. I described them briefly before, but maybe I should explain a little more. My crew, as I refer to them, consists of my angels and my guides, and my source. I won't get into a lot of detail explaining and defining angels or guides. There are many books out there, and on each already, and I could go on and on. In my communication section, the good part, there are some more explanations. But for now, I will just say how my situation works. My angels and guides work together. Some schools of thought share that they are separate and different and have different purposes. In my case, that is true, but not. The best way I can explain it is that they're like a team, a work crew, or cast. They are individual energies with their own responsibilities or jobs or parts to play, but they work together to bring the whole project to fruition. That project being little old me. When I do my work and converse with them, they speak to me as one, although I feel the energy of the individuals and I hear them as many voices in unison. I have spoken to individuals at times, but for the most part, it is a group effort. I have tried to get, specific names, silly human, yet they insist it is not important to receive that information. I do believe if I pressed it, they would oblige. I have received a group name representing a small section of my crew in the angelic realm, and that was given in my asking about a name that kept coming up in my life. I was thinking of the name often and was hearing it more frequently on TV and from friends, and each time I did, I was overcome with a sense of joy and love, similar to the feelings I received when I communicate with my crew. So I asked if that was someone's name up there, and they informed me it was a group or section of the team that works with me. That was good enough for me. I understand that wanting to label them is my human side trying to control. Although I always tell them, I just want to give credit where it's due. But apparently, if I were to thank each one by name, it could take years. Yeah, there's many. I do sense and feel when I am communicating with different energies. Some feel more feminine, some more masculine. However, the angels are neither male nor female. Some of the guides who have incarnated before, though still technically neither male nor female, have more of a defined gender as they present themselves. Even as humans, there are expectations. We all know at least a few feminine males and masculine females. As humans, we do like our definitions and labels, and that's not a negative thing. It helps us explain and describe people, situations, and energies. I know many folks, especially these days, who wish everyone would stop labeling and separating people into categories as a sign of respect and diversity. Remembering, I'm reading this in 2023. I wrote this in 2011, I think. It's been a while. Some things will change. But in my opinion, that is precisely why we need them. And as my angels have explained, as long as the terms are not used for judgmental purposes, only they are totally necessary for our existence. I know a few of you are arguing with me now, but think about it. If we were all the same, what fun would that be? Right? If we all looked alike, thought alike, spoke alike, and so on, it would be so monotonous. Like, quote, "Hi, John. I was talking to John and John today. You know John, right? Oh, yeah, John." Right? We need descriptions, I like detail, to explain so many things. These paint the picture of our reality, creating the tapestry of our existence. We may all be equal in God's eyes, but we humans are by no means the same. And it is a wonderful thing. Our energies, personalities, appearance, and even our attitudes, like them or not, are what makes our human world work. Right? In the spirit realm, those differences are irrelevant, as is time. Angels and guides only appear to us as masculine or feminine so we can understand their station or purpose in the physical and non-physical realms, and for their work for us. This makes them more relatable to our human brains. A stronger, more masculine energy may represent an angel or guide who is there for your protection or to remind you of your own strengths. A nurturing, gentle, feminine energy may be an angel or guide there for comforting, nurturing, calming, or reminding you of those aspects of yourself, or to remind you to be more gentle with yourself, to calm down or rest. It is really pretty simple to figure out once you have made the connection and identified the energies or the feelings that come up in the presence of those energies. Like I mentioned before, it is like meeting someone you instantly know the nature of their personality, even by the way they present themselves. Their clothes, firmness of their handshake, eye contact, or lack thereof. These are just some of the basic first impression traits that may reveal the person's energy. It is the same with angels or guides. Maybe not the handshake part, but that can happen as well. Everyone's relationship with their own crew or group is different. One of my favorite responses I ever received from my crew was the fact that we all have angels and guides watching over us and working with us, whether a person believes in them or not. I love that. I think it's on the back of my card. Angels believe in you. I like that. Although I kind of feel sad that folks who do not believe are missing out on some joy and some fun, again, my opinion, but even those who choose to not believe or just doubt have a hardworking crew doing their thing anyway. They are just waiting patiently for the day when the doubter realizes the connection and asks them for something. Yes, your crew loves their work and wants to work for us, but we have to ask for their help or guidance first. They need the permission. They can't just jump in. As with many relationships, well, actually all of them, trust is the most important element. That goes for our angels and guides as well. With people, we may need them to prove themselves to us before we can trust them. Some we trust until they give us a reason not to. This is the one I recommend with your own group. Be a skeptic. Question, be alert, but be open. Be open. Obviously, if the energy starts spewing mean or scary stuff, tell them to leave. That's a whole nother thing. These are not your guides, and definitely not positive angels. That would be the fallen angels. If there is any feeling of negativity, anger, or if they tell you anything negative about yourself, about you, again, not the loving beings I am speaking of. I never used to believe in evil, just evil people, evil acts, and evil energy. But I assure you, evil does exist in many forms. Many forms. However, your true guides and angels speak only with love and are very complimentary and adoring of you. They never speak ill of you or down to you and will not say derogatory things to you. Even when communicating about our so-called mistakes or faults, they may have some constructive criticism for us, but will never criticize or complain. And by constructive criticism, if that sounds negative to you, I mean that if we are not happy with ourselves in some situation, our crew may agree that things are not up to par, but they will then provide positive options to improve the situation. They will always do so with love. Always. Though loving us is number one with our angels and guides, helping us to love ourselves is also very important for them. Sometimes they may appear a bit harsh or direct, but never mean. Some of us just really need to hear a more direct response to our questions. Just like a good parent has to be stern every once in a while for our protection, so do our spirit helpers. Tough love. Well, more love than tough. Very much so. But you're getting the idea. It is really just more like loving us and protecting us from ourselves. It can be truly frightening how much control our human ego can have over our actions. Sometimes in our human existence, the ego may be needed for protection, in our minds anyway. Once we find our faith in and our connection to the source and to our personal spirit crew, however, the ego is no longer needed. When the ego is in control, we are not. With your ego as your companion, you are in for a lonely existence. Because then it's just you. Becoming loving friends with your angels and guides is one of our birthrights. It is one of our soul's purposes. A reminder that there is and that we are so much more than these human bodies we inhabit. Our world is a beautiful, wonderful, and amazing place. But it starts with us. With us choosing to connect to our source, to our God, to our angels and guides, and then going out and sharing that connection, that love and guidance we receive from them with the world. So why, you may ask, is there so much negativity on this planet? Because not everyone chooses to connect or communicate with their source energies. After all, what do most people say is or was the number one problem in a quote-unquote bad relationship? Communication, right? Always number one, communication. Not enough communication, or the complete lack thereof, or the lack of understanding when trying to communicate. This is precisely why I feel it is so incredibly important to seek out this connection with your source, your God, your Creator, your angels, and your guides. This is about not only connecting on a spiritual and soul level, but also about connecting and communicating with and understanding yourself, your soul, and your soul's purpose here in this world, in this realm. Of course, I'm not telling you what to do or what to believe. I'm just making some suggestions and sharing ideas from my personal experiences. All I can say is my life has been an amazing journey so far. Since my soul woke up and realized all the assistance and love I have in the spirit world, I've never been the same. Life is a joy. Yes, I still have crap happen. I still have crap happen. Squirrel. But I see it differently now. I see its purpose or lesson. And most importantly, I get through it, and fairly quickly now. My spirit is strong and exuberant and enthusiastic. My human side, well, it is still human. Since I began my relationship with my angels and guides and my God, my human side is less stifling and my spirit has room to soar. It has even made me think I will survive this human realm after all. Because sometimes you wonder, am I going to survive? What am I doing here? I now know that I can find love and joy in everything and everyone, even if it is only a speck of God's light that someone is willing to reveal. I now know it is there, which makes it so much easier to deal with anything and everything. And people. If you can find that little speck, something positive, what I call the God spark, in the solar plexus, when you see that, not everyone wants to show it, not everyone wants to let it out, but it's there. It's there. And it helps you deal or tolerate or whatever, the stressful moments. And then the next one's a fun one. The next one is probably the most commented on chapter. Can't wait to read that one again. It's been a while.